Okay, hello everyone. My name is Matt, and this is my little corner of the internet where I talk about my hobbies, mainly knitting, but sometimes some other stuff as well. If you're new here, welcome on in, and if you're a returning viewer, it's great to see you again. So it's been a few, almost maybe even over a month now since I've done my last knitting podcast video. So I thought I would get right back to it. I'm not too sure how long today's video will be or not. I have a lot of stuff on the go and a few finished projects, but I don't have too much going on right now, I don't think. So it might be a little bit of a shorter video, but I thought I'd just check in and show you guys what I've been working on and what I'm working on right now. So let's just start with the usual, what I'm wearing. What I'm wearing today is the Florarium sweater by Teti's Knit Garden here on YouTube. And yeah, I just finished this one. This is one of my most recent finished knits, and I'm really in love with it. Yeah, it's been one of the things I've wanted to complete or make one of the most since I started knitting. Since I started knitting, I fell down the kind of knitting YouTube rabbit hole, and I came across Teti's YouTube video or YouTube channels, and I just really fell in love with all of her patterns and added them slowly to my list for things that I want to make. And yeah, this was the number one that I really wanted to make. I really fell in love with the designs, and I think her patterns are just all just beautiful works of art. I have purchased quite a few more of her patterns, and I have them in my queue to make later. But yeah, this was the first one I made, and this was the Florarium sweater. Like I said, I believe I made a size 7. And yeah, I'll just talk about a little bit of it. It is a colorwork yoke made from the bottom up using, it calls for worsted weight yarn, and the recommended yarn is Leptilopi Icelandic wool. I did use the recommended yarn even in the recommended colors that she had because I fell quite in love with them. And I believe the colors are, yeah, so the colors are 1417 in the color Frostbite and 4931 in the color Brick Heather. So I used, I believe, I had almost just run out, but I used 12 balls of the main color, and then 4 balls I had bought, but I used about 3 balls for the contrast color. And what it is just a colorwork yoke with a nice colorwork design, followed by some colorwork hem, as well as some colorwork hem on the bottom of the sweater as well. And then after you finish, you go around and do a crocheted little line or row, I guess, around all the hems, as you can see here, and just adds a little touch to the sweater. So yeah, like I said, this was a bottom-up construction, and it's my first bottom-up construction I've ever made. And I will say I'm not too big of a fan because a lot of the time I have to add so much yarn to the body or add extra length for my body for the patterns. So it's really difficult to know how much body I had to add going up because you can't really change it once you start the yoke area. So yeah, that was a little bit difficult, but I have seen since making the sweater that I might start doing a provisional cast on just underneath the yoke and then work up the yoke, and then when I'm done, cast on the provisional cast on and work down, and then I can try it on and make it to the size that I want moving forward. So that's something I might try moving forward. But yeah, I just really love this sweater and all the little details. And I think like when I think of a knit woolly sweater, this is exactly what I think of, like a nice hardy woolly kind of rustic type design, and has kind of a not traditional, but kind of whimsical type design to it. But yeah, I really fell in love with this pattern, and I'm really happy it's finished. After the block, I'm even more happy with how it fits. It was a little bit, or it fit a little bit weird before blocking it, but after blocking it, I think it fits perfect for a sweater. So yeah, like I said, this was my first Teti design, and I'm really looking forward to making more in the future. And now I will talk about my second finished object. which is my terracotta sweater by Lanit. This one here. And I don't believe I had finished this since my last video, so it is a finished object for this video. And this one I made using Biche and Bouche Le Petit Lambswool in the color soft green, held together with, for the most part, Crea Deluxe Deluxe Silk Mohair in the color 33. But unfortunately I did run out of that mohair as well as the Biche and Bouche, so I did have to buy some different mohair, and then I bought some more Biche and Bouche while I was in Korea. So the dye lot's not the same, I don't know if you can tell, and I started holding it with Biche and Bouche Petite Silk Mohair in the color soft green as well. So I don't know if you can tell, but just before the ribbing and the ribbing I had to change the yarn dye lot and the mohair, but I think it's almost completely invisible to the naked eye, so I'm pretty happy with it. And then the contrast color, I used some hand-dyed yarn by ZZ Textiles in her natural fingering in the color Mother of Pearl, held with Saunders Yarn Co. Halo in the color Hyabu, I believe. Yeah, I'm just really happy with how it turned out. I think it's really, really beautiful. And I love the color of the Biche and Bouche mixed with the contrast of the crisp white. I think it comes out perfect. I'll talk about the design a little bit. So the design is you start casting on the back and you work flat color work, and then you cast on for the front and work flat color work as well. And then you meet in the middle or meet under the arms after casting on some stitches. Actually, no, you don't cast on any stitches under the arm, but you meet under the arm and then you just work in the round for the rest of the sweater. And then you pick up for the sleeve and then work in the round on the sleeve. And then you finish with some double knit and a tubular bind off on the ribbing. And then you do a double knit neckband in 1x1 rib. But yeah, I really like this pattern with the contrast of the color work as well as the textured knits. I think adds a lot to the knit, and I really like how it looks. I've been styling it with a white collared shirt over top, and then yeah, the sweater is very like a little bit of a light sweater, so you don't really wear it as your main sweater. I wouldn't, but over something like a shirt or something, and then a coat over top, I think is perfect for this one. But yeah, this is my second finished object this week, and my last one, I believe. So I guess we'll go into my works in progress. First one is almost finished, and it is the, I believe it's called the Beat Balaclava by Liv Bjornholm on Instagram. And the balaclava itself is finished, as you can see here. This one I made using Helsfag unspun yarn, held together with Ito Sensei in the color Moss. It was my first time using unspun yarn, and I thought using it for a smaller project like a balaclava would be perfect to kind of see how it is and see how I like it. But yeah, this is the balaclava here. I did do a little bit of a modification. The main pattern calls for a ribbed neckline, but I really liked her bib that she had on the kids one, so I asked if she could send, or if I could, or if I would have to buy the kids one and then adapt it. But she was nice enough to actually write out the bib for the adult for the size 3, which is what I made, and I just followed that a little bit and made the bib for it. But like I said, the balaclava is finished, but the one thing that's not finished is I wanted to do her dino modification, which adds these dino spikes on the top. So I haven't finished those. For my size, I have to do 3 spikes, and I've done 1.5. I've kind of lost the motivation to do these little spikes because they're knit up on 2mm needles, and it's just so small that it really hurts my hands. So yeah, I'm just in the middle of that right now. But yeah, the inspiration for this is actually Reptar from Rugrats. So the dinosaur in this kind of light green, and then with blue spikes on its head. So yeah, I'm just working through that. And this is the beat balaclava, like I said. It has been really cold here recently, and I actually wore this yesterday without the spikes. And it kept my head warm, so yeah, I'm really happy with that. But yeah, just a quick accessory that I had started on, and I'm almost done, but just have the spikes left. My next work in progress is another Stockholm slipover V-neck by Petite Knit, one of my favorite patterns. And I just cast this on, I can't remember, but I cast this on a while ago, and it's holding two yarns together. These yarns I got at the Handmade Fair here in Seoul, so I thought it would be perfect to make a nice pattern using some yarns that I could really only find at the Handmade Fair. So the first yarn I'm using is from Shadrach. Let me double check. I'm not sure because I'd never heard of this yarn before. Shandrock. It's Shandrock, and it's Tibetan Yak. So I have this beautiful, almost purplish brown here from the Shandrock colorway. And yeah, it's fingering weight yarn, and I believe it's about 400 meters or so for 100 grams. And I got this at the Handmade Fair, and I'm holding it together with some hand-dyed mohair from Personal Yarn in the color Decaying Rose. So I thought this light pink would just go perfect with the kind of dark brown purplish. Yeah, this is how it turned out. The mohair is kind of a little more overwhelming than I would have liked. I really wanted the dark brown to shine through as well, but the mohair is very fuzzy, so it's a little bit overwhelming. But I think it'll be a perfect vest to wear over like a dark gray or black type outfit. So I'm just slowly working my way on that. I won't talk too much about the Stockholm slipover V-neck because I have talked about it in many other episode, but it's one of my favorite patterns. I just really love how easy it is and the finished look that you get when you finish the object. So that's another work in progress. And then my next work in progress is the Fynbos sweater by Teti's Knit Garden. And this one's actually a gift for my mom. So yeah, I had just started casting this one on this week as well, and I'm just working through the colorwork yoke. I don't know how well it'll come across on camera, but this is the colorwork yoke. It uses a lot of floats in front for the colorwork rather than colorwork stitches like you're normally used to. This pattern as well used a lot of floats in front like these here. So I'm kind of used to it a little bit after doing this sweater. But yeah, it starts off with a lace neck, and then you work your colorwork yoke, and then you separate for the sleeves like normal, work down the body, do some hem color work, and then finish with the lace again on the hem on the bottom. So I don't believe any ribbing, just this laced pattern for the hems. And then you work the sleeve and do some hem color work again, and then use another color work or more lace to finish off the sleeves as well. So yeah, I'm slowly working through this one. I'm hoping to be finished this for my mom's birthday, which is in April, so I should have no problem finishing it in that time. But the yarn I'm using is some hand-dyed yarn, and it is from here. There's both the same kind of yarn, and it's Twisted Willow, which is a small batch hand-dyed in Canada, and I'm using their merino linen singles. So it's the same makeup as the recommended yarn, but it's a different brand, which is 90% superwash merino and 10% linen, and you get 394 yards per 100 grams, so fingering weight. And the main color, I believe, is in the color Love Note. One of them is in the color Love Note, and one of them is in the color Dainty. Sorry, my battery was almost dead. I plugged it in. I'm not sure if it'll work, but we'll try it. Yeah, one of them is in the color Love Note, and one of them is in the color Dainty. It's very similar colorways to the recommended that she used in her sample, but has a little bit of the more hand-dyed look in the grayish color. So not sure how well it'll come across on camera, but yeah. This color work, I'm not sure. It's kind of cinched in a bit with all the floats in front, but I'm hoping normally after I block it, it fixes itself. So I'm hoping afterwards it'll fix out, but yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not sure, since it is superwash, how well it'll block out, but I guess we'll see going forward. But yeah, I'm doing the size 2. It is taking quite a while because it's fingering weight on 3mm needles for the main, and then 2.5mm needles for the lace. So it is a very slow knit, but okay, my camera died, plugging it in didn't work, so I had to charge it a little bit. But yeah, I can't really remember where I was, but I was saying that the sweater is knit on 3mm needles with fingering weight yarn, so it goes by a little bit slower than what I'm used to for sweaters, but because I'm doing the size 2, hopefully it'll go by quicker than if I were to do a sweater for myself, because it's a much smaller size. But yeah, that's my third work in progress this week, and it's the Fynbos sweater by Tetty's Knit Garden. Yeah. And now my last work in progress this week is the Norma sweater by My Favorite Things Knitwear. So this one I had cast on a little bit ago, but I started working a little bit more on it, but it's become one of those projects where I'm almost done it, so I think or I've worked a little bit on it, so I think I should finish it, but I kind of have no motivation to work on it right now. I'm currently working through the body, and the body right now has like almost 400 stitches for one round, which is kind of insane. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit tired of just working the stockinette for so many stitches in the round, but I'm using some yarn I picked up at the Handmade Fair again, and it is Old Studio wool. So it's kind of like a bunch of little lace weight yarns that are held together in the yarn to make it look multicolored or heathered, I guess. But yeah, I'm using kind of like a grayish green color for the main color, and then the contrast color, I'm using a dark green color and then a dark brown color. But yeah, like I talked about in my other videos, for my Make 9, I do have the new Norma on my Make 9. But from what I've seen, the new Norma has much wider space between the colorwork repeat, and it isn't a raglan sweater. So I think it'll knit up a lot quicker because the yarn is much thicker that you hold together, and I believe it uses thicker needles, but I could be wrong. But yeah, this is the old Norma, I guess it's called, or the Norma sweater, and it's just a colorwork raglan with this design. But like I said, I'm working through the yoke part of it, and I haven't yet put the sleeves on hold and then connected for the body. So maybe when I do that and the stitch count decreases a lot from the sleeves, it'll go by better. But yeah, I've just slowly been working on this one as well. So not too much to say on this one. But yeah. And then I guess that's it for my works in progress this week. I do have one pickup, and what I picked up was, or acquisition, and what I got was this Rosa Pomar or Retrosaria Barrero wool, which is 100% Peruvian wool, or not Peruvian, Portuguese wool, and it's 230 meters per 100 grams, I believe. Yeah, 230 meters per 100 grams. And this is in the color 409. So it's kind of like this milk tea color with a bunch of dark brown flecks in it. I don't know if you can see, but some of the yarn, when it's spun in, looks like it's just a different darker color, if you can see maybe here. But yeah, I picked this up for my birthday, and this is going to be my Harabaji cardigan. So I'm really excited to cast this on, but I'm hoping to maybe finish those projects first, because I was looking over the pattern and the pattern looks very confusing. The cable chart as well as the like fake cable texture, it just looks very, very confusing. So I'm hoping to finish those and just have this to worry about and work on this. But I think this is the perfect yarn for it. I'm really in love with this yarn, and I can't wait to cast on the Harabaji sweater by Egyo Knit. But yeah, that's all I have this week. Yeah, that's all I have this week. If you want to check out my Instagram, I have been posting a lot of photos of my finished works over on Instagram. And then if you enjoyed the video and wouldn't mind leaving a like and subscribing, that would be greatly appreciated. I believe we're almost at 250 subs, which is crazy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and enjoying these videos. And I hope to bring you more this year that you'll enjoy and love even more. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.